There's no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known, and it is time to go full demon time.
The Twitch world is in shock. Emiru has publicly accused Mizkif of sexual assault, stalking, blackmailing, and abuse. This isn't just another creator drama. Here's every claim she made, how he's responded, and what people are calling for now. If you don't know, Emiru, her real name is Emily Bethshong, is a well-known streamer. Mizkif, also known as Matthew Ronaldo, is one of the biggest names on Twitch, YouTube, and a founding member of OTK. They used to be in a relationship, and over the years, there have been rumors, but now things have escalated dramatically. In October of 2025, Emiru went public with extremely serious allegations. Let's break them down one by one. Emiru claims emotional and psychological abuse, saying Mizkif stalked her, harassed her, and threatened her via third parties. On top of that, she alleges sexual assault. According to her, there was a moment where she was crying, and they hugged. Then he leaned in, and things got aggressive. She said he suddenly tried to climb on top of her. Then he shoved his hand in her pants. She screamed, and instead of checking if she was okay, he jumped off her and left. She also alleges blackmail. Emiru claims Mizkif told people around her, that being her friends and coworkers, that if she spoke out, he would destroy her reputation.
Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I've attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue, and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself, but like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done. I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with, but I let him hold me while I was crying, and he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot, and then suddenly he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants, and I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, and instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying, without checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers around us, or making things weird for viewers. I know that probably sounds crazy, but I just felt this pressure, I had to try to keep things together, if that makes sense. He has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with. They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation. I was told that he even approached other streamers who were close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused. At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals, and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him. I'm sure he's probably listening now, and it's probably going to come as quite a shock to him that this information made its way back to me, and that I've known for months. But if you try to threaten me to stay quiet, especially using my poor dead animals, I'm not going to stay quiet.
Mizkif addressed the allegations in a Twitch livestream shortly after. His message? Their relation was deeply toxic. He admits he was aggressive. He says there were times where he punched walls or slammed doors during arguments. But he also claims the behavior was mutual. He alleges Emiru would throw plushies at him during fights. He also says they both expressed suicidal thoughts during their fights. A particularly shocking claim from him. He refused to marry her because he believed their relationship was too unstable. According to Mizkif, Emiru once wrote that she wanted to marry him and have kids. He also made a claim about her rabbits, saying she neglected them, and many died because of this.
Emiru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible. And my brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you." I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say I was getting...
Wait, so she... No, I gotta be getting trolled. Wait, I'm not even kidding. Is this a joke? Is your... Did I just hear her say she threw a plushie at it? That's fucking, just...
I walked away. I went to her door, and as I opened it, the last words I ever heard her say is, "Don't go. I love you." Dia.
What the fuck is he even talking about? That was really him, that was an AI. What the...
These are not typical streamer beef allegations. Sexual assault, stalking, blackmailing, When that's on the table, it's a huge deal. Mizkif is very influential in the streaming world. So this isn't just personal drama. It's about taking accountability and power dynamics. People are calling on Twitch to take action. Fans demand a ban, or at least a thorough investigation. This also adds to a broad conversation about creator safety, how personal relationships between creators are handled, and who gets to be above the consequences. Here's how I see it. Whether every single one of Emiru's claims is 100% accurate or not, something clearly went wrong. You don't make this many serious allegations lightly. Mizkif admitting that things were toxic and that he made mistakes, that matters, but mutual toxicity doesn't excuse everything, especially not alleged assaults and threats. If Twitch doesn't step in, it sets a dangerous precedent. Big creators can possibly behave recklessly and face very few real-world consequences. On the other hand, people defending Mizkif will say, he's a human, he's flawed. That's not fair to an extent, but accountability doesn't mean deplatforming everyone who messes up. It means real consequences when there's serious harm.
There's more.
This is not someone who also cares about you.
There's more. Oh my god. What are you talking to? Jesus, that. There's more.
This is not someone who also cares about
And I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening. And I'm just going to leak everything because I don't really care. This is the situation. I told her that a stalker's at the house. I'm freaking out. What is happening? Can you call me? I'll call you. I literally want to kill myself. I can't take this anymore. I feel so alone and like a problem.
I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about all this? Is Emiru telling the truth, or is Mizkif's response enough? Drop a comment down below. If you want more deep dives into creator controversies like this, subscribe because I've got more coming. I break down big stories and unpack what creators don't say publicly and call out what really matters. Also, check out my other videos if this video interested you. And thanks for watching. Bye.